Anderson,
Here.
Mensch,
Here.
Cahoe,
Here.
Rolfs,
Here.
Marcier,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
Delar,
Here.
Baragry,
Here.
8 present.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if everybody's rise, say the pledge of allegiance. Okay, thank you. We're gonna need a motion to go into a public hearing for, solar ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Delar,
Aye.
Cahoe,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Rolfs,
Aye.
Baragry,
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, Joe, if any of the, I think I heard there might be 3 people in the audience. Is that public comment, or are they here for,
They're,
public hearing?
they're here for public comment, I'm assuming.
We can find out when we start the public hearing. All right, so let the record reflect that notice of the public hearing was published in the Iroquois Times in advance of this. This is a proposed text amendment to the zoning ordinance for solar energy systems. The reason this came up was there was a solar farm proposed for south of town, outside of our corporate limits, but within the 1.5 mile planning jurisdiction. The county originally thought that we had jurisdiction over that. I had clarified with them that we only have jurisdiction over wind farms, not solar farms. So while they do have that, in doing that, we took a look at our own ordinance, and it was kind of a very simple, applies only to residential, putting it on the peak of the house. It didn't really apply to commercial aspects. And then, is the way I understand it, there was a company that was looking to come in actually within the corporate boundaries on I believe it was the south end. Eric would know better than me. But so this would kind of set in line the framework by which it would be allowed or as special use for those solar things. It pretty much mimics Iroquois County's regulations. A few differences here or there, but it's a longer ordinance. I hope you guys had enough time to look at it. It's been done for a while, so I assume it is. Is there any public comments related to the ordinance or regarding the issue?
I have comments, but not regarding that issue.
Okay, no, just on the solar ordinance. Anything from the city council? Seeing none, we can close the public hearing.
Okay, you need a motion to close the public hearing?
So move.
Second.
Can we get a second?
Yes, we did. Roll call.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mensch,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Cahoe,
Aye.
Delar,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Baragry,
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, going on to, item 5. We need a motion to approve city council regular meeting minutes of April 23rd, 2024. Need a motion and a second, please.
So move.
Second.
Roll call when you're ready.
Cahoe,
Aye.
Delar,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Baragry,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Mensch,
Aye.
Rolfs,
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, now we're moving to public comment. As you take turns stepping up to the podium, please state your name for the record.
My name's Andrea Langelier. Do I just proceed?
It's all yours.
Okay. I'm asking the council for assistance with a neighborhood nuisance that's been ongoing for some time. I live at 331 West Park Avenue, and there's a nuisance that's been ongoing for a couple of years now at 325 West Park. I realize we all have to get along. We're all neighbors. We could spend days on what, inappropriate things that are going on, but when it comes down to it, the only thing that I can see that I can get help with is noise violations. They have an alarm on the outside of their house, how we all have cameras, but there's an option to turn camera alarm off. They have all 6 of theirs on, which means essentially we have no time without alarms. It sounds like a jailbreak in our neighborhood. With this weather, it's really kind of brought it to a fester. No one can have their windows open. My son just recently graduated high school, and we'd like to have a party at our home for him. Right now, that's not really something that's doable. No one wants to sit and listen to that. No one should have to listen to that. So I'm asking if there is a way that we can, I don't know if we can find the individual till they understand that we can't just have random alarms torturing people 24/7. I don't know how they don't hear it other than they don't open their windows and they have loud music going, which honestly I don't care about music. It's unforgiving, you know, like a car alarm all the time. So I don't know what can be done, but I don't know really what else to do at this point. I've called the police. The police were there, I think it was yesterday morning. The officer went to the residence. They wouldn't even come to the door. They were yelling at them through the cameras. The officer had, I think it was Forbes, had a body cam, and he said that he was going to bring this to somebody's attention because it is an ongoing thing that it just, you know, people are literally moving out of the neighborhood. We're looking to move the neighbor to the east side. We're on the west side. We have a whole lot in between us, and it's still so loud in our house, even with the windows shut. I know the neighbor to the east, I think she's looking to move. I mean, it's just driving people out of our neighborhood. So I'm just asking for help from the council.
What was your address again?
331 West Park
Park.
Avenue.
The only thing I'm going to say is, this is public comment and we can't respond.
I'm just,
We can only take your,
Yep.
okay, thank you.
your conversation.
To the chief.
We'll let the chief know.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get together with the police chief and see if there's something that we can do with the noise ordinance.
Well, I know that we don't have to, but we can, because it's been done up here before. And I'm going to address this, because I went to that property yesterday after I heard this call.
Okay?
And I listened to it. I could hear it. I even spoke with the police officers that were present afterwards, because I came here and spoke with them. There's supposed to be a police report that I was supposed to have in my mailbox, and I didn't receive it. I've downloaded and printed out copies of our noise ordinance, and it specifies right in our noise ordinance that any noise which emits either a noise injures or endangers the comfort, repose, health, or safety of others is in violation of our ordinance. There's no specification on distance. There's no specification on decibels. It's specified in our ordinance, and this would fall under 5-7-2, prohibited noises, enumerated letter A, unreasonable noises. We've heard complaints from neighbors on both sides now, and it seems as though we choose to do nothing.
And
This is ridiculous. We
And-
need to take effect. We need to be fining this person continuously and have those fines pile up. If this isn't going to be something that this board is going to choose to do, well, then you're turning a blind eye to an issue. We have residents in this town that are willing to move to get away from this problem. Good tax-paying residents. And if you think that somebody is going to actually move in to these houses that are being vacated with that in place, I think you're sadly mistaken. This is something this board needs to address.
We'll take it up with our police chief and, we'll, get on that. So Scott, you've left a copy you said for everybody?
Well, I have copy. Everybody has access to the copies. Everybody's supposed to, by ordinance, have a copy of our ordinances.
We'll take that up with the police chief.
I just want to say I agree with Scott.
Brandon, you're saying you agree?
Yes, I agree with you.
Of course.
So,
This
I
has
mean,
been
is this
ongoing
something-
for-
This has been ongoing. She's been here continuously,
Yeah, she,
and there's nothing that's being done, and this is ridiculous.
Well, it does say here, non-emergency signaling devices, any amplified signal from any bell, chime, siren, whistle, or similar device intended primarily for non-emergency purposes, which is what I would take this to be, for more than 10 consecutive seconds.
I have video on my phone of what this was when I was there. So, and this is ridiculous. It needs to be addressed.
Well, I think at one time our building inspector was inside a house and he also heard it, so he knows what's going on. And I agree with you, Scott.
Let's start
That ain't
writing
the only-
tickets.
That ain't the only thing we ignore. We ignore a lot of ordinances.
So we are addressing, would you like to speak? Come on up.
Thank you.
State your name, please.
My name is Jennifer
Public Safety Chair, follow up with that, please.
We're not done yet, John.
Okay. We have another,
Yes.
comment?
Yes, we do. Go ahead.
My, na-
Record, please.
my name is Jennifer Ann Kuchar, and this is abusive. Well, I've been through a lot. But I'd like to say something first. My ex-husband said a lot about me, saying I screeched my tires and covered my house with mud, and that was untrue. I don't know what else he said. Just can't believe anything, because he was a liar. Then I just got out of the hospital. My boys took me to the ER. And you can call them, because I was just there. You don't know me, but you can call my nurse. Her name's Sarah Gibson Health. She knows me. And you can call management at Walmart, Jeremy, Gayla, Wendy, Carey, and they all know me. And I know what they're gonna say. That I'm compassionate, helpful, and I'm a hard worker. I'm a single parent. He's been harassing me since he's moved in, and I used to work 58 hours over at Lions, riveting on a line and running a press machine, and nobody could do what I do because they had somebody in there next to me who only lasted a couple of months and then died. Then they had somebody else next to me doing my same job, and a couple of months later, that person died. Then somebody else died across the line, and I hurt myself, and I said, I'm through. But the entire time I was supporting my boys. Tulu Frank's siren was pointed right at my front door. And every time I left to go to work, and every time I came home, and the noise at home, now the noise at work, and the noise at home, put me in the hospital. And my boys had to take me. And I'm strong, and I didn't want that. That was not something I wanted. You know, he called my boy a fat, white, privileged white kid. And Nathan hangs out at the gym every day. He didn't get that from me. Maybe he did. I try to be strong. Try to be healthy. I try to keep a peaceful house, but my house hasn't been peaceful since I moved to Watseka, and he knows why. Some other people know why too. But like I said, if you really want to know me, you go talk to the people that I work for, because I don't talk to anybody else. I'm done with the siren. I'm due for peace. I deserve it, and so do my children. Thank you.
We'll definitely have a talk over, Chief. Is there another one for public comment?
Yes.
Hello. My name is Cheryl Farrell, and I live at 1200 West Smith Street on the west side of Watseka. I am a 19-year retired resident, tax-paying, law-abiding citizen who lives on the neglected side of town. My issues are with code enforcement and animal control. My trouble started around 3 years ago dealing with two neighbors whose homes and/or properties are in shambles, unmaintained, and neglected. Neighbor number one, I call him the wannabe mechanic. He runs an auto shop out of his mother's garage, only with some other money-making activities. He has accumulated junk all on the property, semi-trucks, dump trucks, trailers, and numerous vehicles have occupied that lot at one time. Vehicles hang out into the road, causing me to have to drive around and away from them. As I drove here this evening, there's all gravel, what should be a paved road. It's all gravel that's kind of like spit out from his gravel driveway. So there's all kinds of pebbles all over the road right now. On the property, there's a pickup truck with expired plates that he drives on the road. Apparently, he's not getting any tickets. I called and reported the vehicle to the non-emergency 911 number, and they basically laughed at me and told me to call code enforcement. Of course, I knew they were on it. After all, I talk to Eric and Bill all the time, but nothing gets done. Apparently, the vehicle has to be in motion before an officer can actually pull them over and give them a citation. I have been told by Eric that if they give the mechanic a hard time, he then abuses his mother. So they were waiting until she apparently passes away. Now, no disrespect to the mother, especially if the son abuses his mom. But does that issue resolve my concern of a disorderly property? Absolutely not. The mother must deal with her son and most likely get a, what's that called, order of protection, okay, against her own son. And the code enforcement must deal with the disorderly property. It's that easy, but they are not enforcing anyone. The most they get is a slap on the hand. They are not doing their job. This is a disgrace to the neighborhood and an eyesore to the surrounding neighbors. But again, remember, we live on the west side of Watseka that nobody cares about. We have roads that need to be redone. There's trailer homes that are just, they should be leveled and out, gone. Now I move on to neighbor number two. This one here, unfortunately, it is really, really super, super detailed, and I won't go into everything. But it's a sad situation. And I call neighbor number two my sloppy, garbage-filled, stinky yard. This one will actually take me two hours to explain. The grass, on average, has been hip-high until my grass cutter, he cuts the hill by me, and he has taken upon himself to cut her lawn because he feels bad for me. He's not getting paid. There's junk and trash all over the property. It's as if she literally just misses the garbage can and just shakes the can. And there's trash, loose trash, wrappers, gum, what are they called? Candy wrappers. I even had tampon wrappers from her daughter that were in my yard, okay? Walmart bags that have blown over in my direction. And guess who has to pick that crap up? I do, okay? When the wind blows, guess what? It all comes my way, Her water keeps getting turned off, which resulted in her stealing water from my house spigot. I actually was leaving that afternoon. I was, went to the bathroom, flushed the toilet, and I heard the water, and I'm like, that's not the toilet. I opened the door, and there she is, at my back door, on my house, between my garage and my home, my water spigot, filling her 2 milk jugs of water. Never asked, okay? I know I startled the heck out of her. Probably nearly gave her a heart attack. I am a person who I don't want to rile anybody up. I'm a peacemaker. I want to have my neighbors. I want to, hi, how are you? Goodbye. That's it. I don't want to really associate too much. I called the water company. I talked to Kathy. Apparently she had a $900 water bill for a broken water pipe under her home. And of course she didn't have the money to fix it. And so there she's, where did she bathe? Where did she get water to water herself and her disabled grandson? Where did she, we live right on the river. We made a joke of it, me and my son, maybe she's bathing in the river, I don't know. It's a sad situation, but it's beyond what I'm telling you now. So whoever wants to take this on, I can give you more details, further details. So all this had been, I'm sorry?
I was gonna say, if you leave your name, I couldn't quite hear the address, so if you leave your name and address, all of the speakers tonight, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah,
Sure
what
thing.
What is the first address that you were talking?
1201, now I'm at 1200 West Smith Street.
Okay, West 1200.
Smith?
Smith.
Okay.
And then what is the property
The
that
property
next to
that
you?
I'm referring to is 1201 West Smith, and I don't know the wannabe mechanic's address, but he's on like Monroe, I think it's Monroe. Monroe and Smith on the corner there. Jody Brown is the wannabe mechanic, as I call him.
That's the second one that you were talking?
That's actually not the number one person I was talking about.
Is that the 1201?
Issues
Yes.
we need to take up again with, our department chairs.
Right.
And we'll definitely do that.
It
So
will be, it
all
will be
of-
addressed.
I'm sorry?
I said, I guarantee you it will be addressed.
Thank you.
Just like 325 West Park will also be addressed.
Okay. Can I finish my
Guarantee it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all this had been reported to code enforcement. On May 13th, just a few weeks ago, I had placed 2 calls to animal control. This woman has 3 dogs. They are continuously left unattended in the scorching sun with no water. They're left in the rain, and during the winter months, they're out in the cold. This day, May 13th, the one dog broke loose. I reported it to animal control. It was 2 phone calls that day. The first call, no response. The second call, I got an immediate response. The dog was now out in the rain, okay? The animal control warden asked that I walk the dog back home. As I approached the driveway and shed, there was this atrocious smell. The smell of dog poop, of course, but the smell of something dead just reeked next to the shed. This horrid smell comes in my direction when the wind is blowing just right. I've smelled this before, but I didn't know where it was coming from. I couldn't place it until now. I also reported this to code enforcement. Eric was there that day. He went to his truck. I walked with him to get his business card. And I'm like, Eric, do you smell it right now? It's here right now. And he said no. I asked him if he could take a walk up that disturbed driveway to get a better smell, and he said he couldn't without her inviting him on her property. Really? I mean, I don't know what his duties entail, but if he's an officer, what type of rights does he have if that's his job as a code enforcement officer?
At that point with property, yeah, there has to be an invitation, unfortunately.
Really?
Take care of this on the road, but we'll look into this, more stringently and stuff and see what we can get going on both.
What's the address for the animal issue?
That's 1201.
Oh, that's the 1201.
That's, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, I'm sorry, I just have one more page.
It's
So
her
I'm like,
neighbors.
how many, and then with these poor animals, they're not removed. There's been numerous complaints about these dogs. Why aren't they taken from this animal? And lastly, so what is the resolution? And I'm assuming that's Mayor on the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
He had a knee replaced, sorry.
Okay, all right, hi, Mayor. I was hoping that you would be present, but you are. So, but I have additional information on neighbor 1 and neighbor 2, and I hope to discuss this maybe with you or with somebody on the panel. Perhaps you have a resolution, since code enforcement and animal control can't do their job. Lastly,
County animal control, and how many times have you called county animal control?
this past couple weeks, it's only been like twice in one day, but I have called in the past because the dogs have.
Can I leave your information with Amanda, the city clerk?
That's me.
It's you?
That's me.
Okay. All right. And my last comment is, I wanted to have a family Memorial Day get-together with friends and family yesterday, okay? But I couldn't do that because I can't entertain folks in my yard due to the stench and unsightly disarray of what is across the road from me. And I shouldn't have to contend with this mess at all. And I've complained and I've complained till the cows come home and nothing gets done. So I'd like to have.
We'll definitely gonna look into both these, items on
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I do have more information that whoever takes this on that I'd be willing to share.
Usually with Amanda or your alternate.
Okay, all right, all right. And can I ask one other thing, totally not in regards to this? Can Watsika have chickens?
No,
No,
not in the city limits.
not in the city limits. Okay, not, we can't pass anything? No. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, conclude public comment. We have 2 ordinances, for review. Does anybody want to single anything out?
No.
And we need a motion to set the consent agenda.
So move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Delar.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Cahoe.
Aye.
Marcier.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, now we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Second.
Roll call when you're ready.
Baragry.
Aye.
Cahoe.
Aye.
Delar.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Marcier.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, we're gonna move into, standing committee reports, finance, legal, and audit. Benny?
All right. First thing for finance, legal, and audit is we had claims in the amount of $566,086.66, and I make that motion for approval.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Cahoe.
Aye.
Marcier.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Delar.
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Accept and place on file the April Treasurers Report. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call.
Marcier.
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Cahoe.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Delar.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item is we'd like to donate $1,000 to the Watsika Farmers Market. comments or questions regarding this?
Is this the same as last year,
It's different. It's,
the amount?
it's 1,000. Last year was 800.
800 last year, I believe.
Okay.
Do we get a breakdown of where the donation goes and?
Yes. So this year we have the musicians coming in. So it's like 2 more hundred that we're gonna be. Yes.
Okay. Any other comments?
None here.
Okay, I'll make the motion for approval.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Anderson,
Aye.
Mensch,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Rolfs,
Abstain.
Marcier,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Delar,
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Motion carried.
I'm not sure why, but I omitted Fire Chief Byers' pay rate increase last month, and we talked about pay increases, and we're changing it to $2,016 per month, effective May the 1st. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Delar,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Rolfs,
Aye.
Baragry,
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And the next item is we need to replace 25-year-old garage doors at the fire station number 1. Ricken overhead doors
I'll make that motion.
for $32,487.51 to
I
be
made
paid
that.
for from the capital equipment line. We have a motion
Second.
and we have a second. Roll call.
Mensch,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Cahill,
Yep. Aye.
Delar,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Also, we need to replace and update the walk-in doors at both fire stations. Ileana Lock Service at the fire department for $9,328.13 to be paid from the capital equipment line.
I'll make that motion in the right time this time. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Cahill,
Aye.
Delar,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Baragry,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Mensch,
Aye.
Rolfs,
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And that is it for finance, legal, and audit.
Okay, we're gonna move on to Public Works and Water and Wastewater, and Dennis, being that sometimes the hearing's a little bit tough, go ahead and call for your own, roll calls, please.
Okay. First one coming out of committee is to approve the Martin Avenue bid letter recommendation and possible award to IPC for $1,837,154.87.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call.
I'm sorry, who is the second?
Me.
Baragry. Okay, roll call.
Yes, please.
Rolfs,
Aye.
Delar,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Cahill,
Aye.
Marcier,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
Baragry,
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Motion carried.
The next one is to approve Lauren to go ahead with the express employment. And being as he's here, I'm going to let him touch on that just a little bit.
Good evening. So Express Employment, they offer some HR type services when it comes to hiring, even firing. What they do is they have a process of finding candidates that fit our job descriptions. They do the background checks, the physicals, drug screens, and then we do our interviews, and we have the opportunity to bring them on board. Utilizing Express Employment, these individuals wouldn't work directly for the city. They would work for Express. We would pay Express an additional salary. So if we were paying somebody $17 an hour, we would pay Express the $23.64 an hour, and they would take care of the wages to that individual. We have the opportunity to use that person for up to 3 months. After that, we make the decision to either hire or send them back to Express. But at any point in that 3 months, if we're not satisfied with them, it's a single phone call. There's no unemployment. There's no reasoning. We send them back to Express. They deal with that. We pay no benefits to these individuals until we decide to bring them in as a full-time employee. I think it's a great opportunity to try out. It's I think the overall cost is a wash since we pay no benefits, no unemployment, things like that. So the inflated cost to Express really is a wash. We're having troubles attracting individuals with skill sets that we need with their network. I think they possibly can pull in some people, so.
Okay.
So how many,
Skill level, right, Lauren?
What was that?
School, that's, what specific skills is what you're missing.
Yeah, I mean, we can get applicants and bodies, but we're really looking for people and individuals with skill sets or at least good track records.
These folks take more time with, interviewing and checking folks out with what kind of skill sets they have. And the other thing is, again, it's not us having to get rid of them, and they don't come onto our unemployment comp. So, we've used them in the past. I know, when I took, some of my students for a tour over at Lion, I know they said they did that in the past, have gone to some of these workforce companies. So, I think it's a good thing we tried out and see if it works in our situation.
And I mean, there's no money out of pocket if they don't bring any candidates to the table that are worth interviewing or trying out, then there's no cost to us. And I did talk with them about their limitations. I think Mr. Miller had asked that last week. The only real two limitations they have is they can't climb a ladder over 50 feet and they can't work with animals.
Right.
So it's,
And the other thing is, we have to keep them on a minimum of 3 months, correct?
we have to keep them on for 3 months if we want to hire them full-time, or we pay out a prorated cost.
right. I have two questions. I have worked with Express, so I do know what their capabilities are in helping us find skilled labor. My questions are, how many are we looking at putting on through Express, either at one time or during the life of our agreement? Is there, I mean, do
We
you-
have 3 open positions, so it's a matter of what kind of candidates they send our way. If they send, great applicants that are worth trying out, then I would say all 3.
Okay, I just wanted to make
Yep,
sure.
we have 3 open
how many we
positions.
would have at a time, if it's 3.
Yeah.
And then, darn it, I had my second question, and now I lost it.
This is for a year, correct? This contract is for a year with them, is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Contract expires 5/9/25, so I'm assuming it's a year contract with this company.
Yeah. Yep, the contract expires in a year, but again, if they don't have candidates worth,
We're not
I
paying.
did.
then there's
They
no
have to
cost,
try it.
so.
The last question, I remember what I wanted to ask. As far as the union goes, have they had any discussion with you about this? or-
So all our employees aren't eligible for union hire until 6 months. So this falls before that window, so there's no interference with the union. If I was to hire somebody outside of this, they wouldn't be in the union for 6 months either, so.
I'm just wondering if, as some unions do with the CBA, if there's any issues with them having work taken away from them or anything of that nature.
Well, you wouldn't be taking work away from a current employee, you're filling open positions.
Just
So it
Just
would just be a
asking.
matter of if they wanted to do the seniority bit, which I have not had that issue because we divvy up like overtime and things pretty fairly and everybody stays pretty happy. Is obviously current employees would be eligible for overtime before these, but we don't have that issue.
Okay.
And Express has worked with other municipalities and unions, and that 6-month window gives them the ability to
Okay.
work with us. Yep.
Okay.
Well, you can send it over to us too, and we can take a peek at it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think if we want to move forward, have legal take a look at it as well and make sure.
Thank you. I Appreciate it.
Okay, so I'll make, you gonna make the motion?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Make a motion that we, contract with Express Employment Services for, I guess it's for a year.
Second.
Roll call.
Baragry.
Aye.
Cahill.
Aye.
Pilar.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Marcier.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, next coming out of Public Works, last committee we discussed well number 6. And I think Keith and Lauren both had some talk about that. But what we're wanting to do here is move forward on capping and abandoning well number 6 and also moving forward with 3 test well sites. And I will make that motion to do so.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Anderson.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Cahill.
Aye.
Marcier.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Delar.
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And let me see, the next is to name the vacant lot at 122 West Walnut. Want to put a name on it of Ted Horner Community Park, purchase a plaque for $118, and I'll make that motion.
Second.
Roll call. Madam.
Marcier.
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Cahill.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Delar.
Aye.
Motion carried.
And the last thing coming out of Public Works was to approve Robinson Engineering 8700 for NPDES permit renewal process, and I'll make that motion to do so. Keith, do you need to add anything to that, or?
No, there's special conditions for the wastewater's NPDES permit, and this is one of the items in that, one of the special conditions that's required by the EPA.
Okay.
Second.
That's an annual thing?
No, the permit renews every 5 years.
Oh.
The permit will be renewed next year, about a year from now. They should be coming out with a
2025 is the renewal, so you have to do everything 12 months in advance and submit everything, because they review everything to see what they need to add to the new permit or change.
Okay. Amanda, we got a motion and a second.
Yes, sir, you do.
Yes. Roll call, please.
Anderson.
Aye.
Mensch.
Aye.
Cahill.
Aye.
Rolfs.
Aye.
Marcier.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
Delar.
Aye.
Baragry.
Aye.
Motion carried.
One more thing. I'm going to back up here a minute. I moved sort of quick past well number 6. Is there any thought or comment on capping and new test wells?
Cap it. Talked about it long enough.
We have well 11 up and running.
It's up and running. We're just waiting for the SCADA integrators to add the auto programming.
It's pumping
We
water
should
though.
probably wait on well 6 until 11.
You can't run it even if you
I know
need
we
it.
can't.
It's not
run it,
running
just-
anyway.
Okay.
I mean, it's,
The 3 test sites, have we determined where they're at and if they're adequate in size?
yes, we have three sites located, working on the agreements.
I was reading Peerless here, and it says, locations to provide a minimum of 200-foot separation from storm and sewer and sanitary sewers and potential other sources of public.
So I actually took Peerless out and showed them the 3 well sites. We looked at the sewers, surrounding sewers.
They're all
clear.
good.
We look at Heritage Woods, the lot out there, then the Hotler lot on North Street, and one other,
One on County Farm Road.
County Farm. Yeah, we discussed those.
So there's nothing out there.
Okay.
And then I do want to make the comment that they held their price from the 2022. When I first came on board, their prices were 22 something for just the test well portion. Some higher prices for the pumping and whatnot. We had discussed shortly after I started with the 2 wells out back. They dropped their price down to this current price, and with these 3, they said they hold their 2022 price with no inflation. So,
Quantity discount.
okay.
Quantity discount.
Exactly, that's pretty much what it was. So
There is part of that, and the reason we're doing 3 is the mobilization cost. If you do 3 separately at different times, this price would be higher.
Okay, that's all I got.
So we could, go on with that?
What was that, Mayor?
Do we need a motion to go on with that, please?
No, we already did it.
We did it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I didn't know, I was wondering why we went back. Okay, thank you.
Okay, public safety and code enforcement, we have none on both of them.
Yep, yeah, public safety, nothing, code, nothing. There was something that I went ahead and just kind of put in here. Yame has been pretty active with the community. Farmers Market, Kite Festival, something else, the Century Museum. I know most of this stuff is gonna be taken care of with grants out here by the Zumwalt Acres. But I think there's gonna be watching kids going after that. I didn't know if we wanna set a limit that if they needed that help with contributions and most of their stuff, but something unexpected might come up. Would folks be willing to recommend up to $250?
The summer art program, it's not require any funds because they have their own grant. So it's, yeah, it does not require any funds.
I have 2 miscellaneous, unless anything has something
Go
else.
ahead.
I have 2 items miscellaneous. The first item is this Friday at 10:30. I've made arrangements for having a contractor to come and look at the J.C. Penney's building / Opera House. If any of the aldermen or mayors available, mayor's probably not going to be available. Friday at 10:30, we're going to have a contractor look at the roof and the structure inside. They are, we're willing to come down, no cost to the city, to see if we can make some logical and accurate decisions and maybe make some final decisions on that structure. So I'm inviting anybody up there that's interested at that time, Friday at 10:30. A lift up there, there'll be a contractor up on the roof to take a look at things. There'll be another person from another company up north, up Kankakee, to look at the supporting structure. So.
I sent them engineering report a few months ago.
Okay. The last item I have is, today, I don't know if anybody was around Watsika or not. A run for the wall happened today. There was approximately 300 motorcycles that showed up. Was hosted by the American Legion Post 23. There was about, I don't have a hard count yet, but there was about 300 motorcycles that came. They all ate lunch at hosted the American Legion Hall, was fed. The Run for the Wall is a group of guys that are supporting from California to Washington, D.C., and they are all vets, and they are all supporting the vets that lost their lives in their service. So we were presented a plaque. Fire Chief Beyer was there and got presented a plaque. I have it with me. Cameras can see it. We got one last year, but we're very fortunate for this group to actually stop in the city of Watsika. If you can imagine, I don't know how many miles it is, California to Washington, D.C., but it's across the country.
They conclude this trip in Marseilles because that's where the memorial for the Middle Eastern wars is, Marseilles, Illinois.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the 4th year we've done that.
So I just want to let everyone know we'd received a plaque and we have recognition. Very fortunate to have that group run through Watsika.
Cool.
That's all I had.
Okay, anything else?
I have something. I've been approached by several business owners and building owners in the city. Talked to the manager, Jeff from Burkott's. I've talked to Connie from CVS. I know we've had issues with Casey's. all about our wonderful people dumpster diving and scavenging. It's getting to the point where it's maddening. We need to address this. I know that it is legal in all 50 states, but it also is allowable for the city to pass an ordinance. We can pass an ordinance prohibiting it, or we can even go so far as to require, the same way as the village of Highland Park, if you want to do it, you got to file for a permit and you got to pay us. Otherwise, you are in violation of an ordinance. We need to do something.
So I'm assuming we currently don't have an ordinance for
No,
dumpsters.
it's always been kicked around that says it's legal in all 50 states and it's legal in the state of Illinois, which is true. But we have nothing on the books that prohibits dumpster diving. And this would allow us, and we need to discuss this as an upcoming Finance, Legal, and Audit meeting in detail to see what we can get done with this, because this is starting to get to be a real pain to our business owners, and it's a blight on the city.
Joe,
We have people that see this. We have it allowed. It happened again this afternoon right downtown, right across from the Elks, the dumpster behind Harbor House. One of our normals that's out there, PD was there. This person was breaking glass in the alley and in the street, and they were just basically told to knock it off. So,
Joe, can you address, have you any thoughts about that situation?
It's the first I'm hearing of it.
I mean, have you,
Here, so I mean, yeah, I'm assuming you can do whatever.
I didn't know if you heard anything in
Also,
any other cities.
Written them up for littering, whatever. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want.
No, I had approached, the business about putting a lock on their dumpster, working with, Republic or whoever, Homewood, whoever they use to put locks. I know, like McDonald's, Casey's, they have a fenced-in area. Is there like an ordinance that we could pass that
You can't-
a commercial dumpster needs to have a lock on it or a fence?
we can, absolutely we can. But at the same time,
Have enclosed dumpsters.
yeah, that becomes a trespassing issue. And anybody that has a dumpster in the alley can post signage that says no trespassing. So these kind of things can be addressed, but we also need to
Form that, that the business owner or building owner would sign it, then maybe that gives us a little more, representation in this matter too.
right, because Casey's cannot trespass somebody. Casey's and CVS, both, corporate will not allow them to sign a trespass agreement against an individual unless they've posed some sort of harm to the people inside. And these people don't do this. But they also continuously get into the dumpsters, they cause problems, they litter, they throw the stuff around town, and it's starting to get to be a big hassle. I hear it on the radio continuously, but we have nothing against it. So we need to address this, and we need to move this forward, and then we need to give the police the ability to enforce it. What happens after that, I don't know. If we have to keep writing them tickets and bringing it up here and doing it through the city court, maybe that's all we can do. I don't know, but we need to at least address it instead of just having people, hey, go away. They're back the next hour. So this is happening right in the middle of downtown in the middle of the day. You think anybody's going to want to?
It has to address, Scott, so we will talk with, PD, and we'll talk with legal.
So can we have him make sure it's on the agenda for finance, legal, and audit next time around, please?
Absolutely. I'll make sure it's there, Scott.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for bringing it up. It is a problem.
That's all I have.
Okay, anything else? Okay, then we need a motion for adjournment.
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, good night.
Good night.
So who's gonna talk to PD about this one?